Go. Hello, everyone. Hey, welcome back to the Create Luxury Living channel. And we are here with a wonderful, wonderful person, someone that I suggest every single one of you know. His name is Dr. Hank. Dr. Hank is a mental scientist and a happiness and success coach. Now, Dr. Hank desires to help others become their greatest possibility. He's also a best-selling and Keeley Award-winning author of 16 books, including his most recent book, Easy Money, Easy Life. Welcome, Dr. Hank.
Well, thank you so much, Casey, and it's great being on your show. And I just love your energy, who you are, and how you're just blessing and uplifting the world. And you know, if I can just what is your new book? Because I read it and it's just amazing, and it's the meme, the money experience book.
Absolutely. It's ME, Money and Experience, available on Amazon. But I want to make the show about you, Dr. Hank. I want us to see this.
that what is the subline on that about the zero thing?
It is how I made it from zero. So again, the book is ME, Money and Experience, How I Made It From Zero, available on Amazon.
That's fantastic. I love it. And everybody, you'll love that too. So
Absolutely.
Now we can get into all the good stuff. Everybody's going to love our time here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And guys, again, Easy Money, Easy Life, a great, great, great book to, take a look at. I have had the pleasure of reading it, and I would definitely suggest taking a look at it. So, Dr. Hank, let's talk a little bit about you. Okay. You've been very, very instrumental in my life as far as helping me see how life could be such a wonderful experience. And I want my audience to get an experience just like I have. So just tell us a little bit about you. I mean, what makes you so amazing?
Well, thank you so much, Casey. And really, we're all just amazing that we have the ability to be, do, and have everything that we want. And all of us kind of were born, if you will, virgins here. You know, we didn't know what we wanted, and we've been going through life, and we've experiencing life. And I like to look at this world as it's a place that it's really just a divine place, because it has every and anything we want and every and anything we don't want. And initially, when I was a teenager growing up in my 20s, whatever, that I was after the big buck and working up the corporate ladder, and then I just realized, it felt like I was swimming upstream, Casey, and I was just kind of getting tired, and I'd make one gain, and so let's say I'd get promoted and more money, and then gosh, the next day or the minute or a week later, I'd be like, where's my next promotion? Or where's, and I thought, life is, I kind of felt like a hamster going around in that, circle, that wheel. And so I was asking, and it's this idea about ask and you shall receive. And in the middle of that, the Father should do the work. We've been told that we're supposed to figure it out. So I was asking, and one of the things that actually in college that I realized, my undergraduate was business, but then I realized that, wow, these thoughts really are powerful, that they can create our experience, because I would see like successful people with an education, successful people without an education, so there wasn't anything that a common component of success, other than I figured maybe it has to do, first of all, I thought with human behavior. And so I got my master's in behavioral psychology. And then I realized from that, well, the behavior actually comes from our thought. So I got my PhD in mental science. So I'm a mental scientist. And that's why they call me Dr. Hank, if you will. And but then I realized that this wasn't me just by myself and with my thoughts, that I realized there was this higher power, this thing. I was brought up as a Christian, Casey, and so God. And I really didn't understand God, but I knew there just was a feeling within me, and it's these intuitive feelings. If you'll just go after that and run with that, that it'll just be magical for you, that you'll have everything you want if you just go and listen to the kingdom within, if you will. In fact, one of my books, Your Royal Path to Riches, talks about the kingdom within us. And so I realized that I not only needed that things were created by thought, but it also was God. And so I wanted to understand God. So I went through 4 years of seminary school, understanding God. And I realized this whole idea about us asking, in other words, what about our thoughts? It doesn't have to be in a question form. It's that, what are we asking? And in our thoughts, there's 60,000 thoughts every day that each one of us have, Casey. And out of those thoughts, 80% of those thoughts are negative, or what I call unwanted thoughts. So whatever we think about expands. So no wonder why what we have been thinking 80% of the time of things we don't want, that we get more of it. And so it's this idea about asking, but then in the middle of that, and then receiving. And so we need to allow, we need to ask it, we need to receive it and allow it in. But in the middle of that, and where I found out from seminary school, the Father does the work. In other words, our higher power, and Christ was asked, where's God? And Christ said that God's within you. And so within us, the kingdom within us. And so I have, since that awakening, I have really been wanting to share the good news with everybody, Casey, on how we can really ask for what we want and get it.
Wow, powerful. And you know what's amazing about this, Dr. Hank, that you say is, when you talk about the wanted versus the unwanted, a lot of people don't understand that. And this is something that I would like my audience to have an experience with, is understanding that sometimes, like you say, the unwanted allows us to know what we want. There's actually another very, very great mental scientist called Dr. Abraham Hicks.
Yeah.
And he talks about something very similar to what you're saying. And his message also is understanding that contrast is what helps us achieve the life that we want to live. Dr. Hank, this is so powerful what you say. And you talk about this hamster wheel, right? It's ironic because we go on social media sometimes and we see people who are actually posting things like TGIF. I don't think there's anything worse for me personally than when I see that word, thank God it's Friday. Or on a Sunday, you hear people post things about, I can't imagine I have to wake up the next day. It's like, how do you live your life for 2 days out of the week when you have 7 days to live, and for such a short period of time? So Dr. Hank, this leads me to my next question, because, it's funny because when you talk about the hamster, you talk about living in the wanted and understanding the unwanted. A lot of people might not understand this concept. So my question is, what do people misunderstand most about you? Or have you noticed that people tend to misunderstand a lot about you?
About me personally?
About you personally, based on your message.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's a great question, Casey. And what I think I have probably have had so many people tell me throughout the years, they say, Dr. Hank, why don't you face reality? And another one is because I also fly with my angels. And so what does that mean? Well, angels is this loving divine energy from God, if you will, that, and you could get all kinds of things that can help you literally gather you. So people will say to me, besides when you face reality, is that, oh, you're in Dr. Hank La La Land. And my response, first of all, in the La La Land is, believe me, you'd like to be there too.
True, true.
And so before I answer my answer to on face reality,
Mhm.
I think it'll be helpful for all of us to understand how life really plays and what the steps are to create anything in your experience: more money, a better relationship, better health, literally anything. We have the power. All things are possible, and we have the power to be able to do that. And this is actually back, Casey, in the last 5 years. Quantum physicists, molecular biologists, neuroscientists. In fact, I'm coaching with a person that's a neuroscientist and brilliant man, has done amazing uh, helpful solutions medically for people, to include with the COVID. That and they've all agreed just in the last 5 years, something I've been teaching for almost 30 years now, is that it's just 3 steps to create whatever we want. And so the first step to create anything that you want is, and I would write this down, everybody to write this down, that the first step in this system process in life is our thoughts. It's our all powerful thoughts. And then the scientists, again, they've proven this, they've done scientific, research on all of this, that they say that our thoughts create energy. And what that energy is actually our emotions. Our emotions, that's the signal that is actually being sent inward to your higher power, to God, and that is how you're communicating with your higher power, is by this emotion that you are creating from your thought. So it's very simple. Thoughts create energy, your emotions, and those emotions then create what the scientists say is matter, matter. And this is why I'm sure you've heard the expression, Casey, this is why thoughts become things. So when people say to me, why don't you face reality? Well, what they're talking about is, why don't I face what's going on in my life right now, okay, or going on in the world right now? Well, I just shared that experience, what we're experiencing currently, comes from our thought first, that creates energy, that then creates our experience. So thus, it's old news, what we're seeing in front of us. We keep on embracing this and say, this is reality. Well, the reality, if you want to change your reality, all you need to do is change your thinking. And I have some wonderful, I have a book called Good Feeling Thoughts, and it's 7 thoughts every day that I've had 1,000 people around the world use, where they'll read those thoughts. And I even have that book in Spanish, that they'll read those thoughts, and there's 7 thoughts a day. And it will take them to, their days are getting better. They're manifesting, they're creating more of the things that they want, because it's all it starts with our thoughts. So thus, when someone says to me, Casey, hey, why don't you face reality? My answer to them is, there's no way I'm going to face reality, because I create reality.
That is so powerful. And you know what's amazing is this channel is called Create Luxury Living. And Dr.
Yeah.
Hank just told you, everyone who's listening, how you can create the life that you want. I mean, it's amazing how you talk about how our thoughts create energy, and that turns around and creates matter. I mean, some of us that are listening to this, you guys can think back to an experience that you had where you felt a certain way about something and you called it confirmation of what you felt, right? It could be you felt that your spouse was cheating on you, and then you know what? You probably saw something that confirmed that your spouse is cheating on you. And these things can go on in any aspects of our life. And Dr. Hank, you hit the nail on the head, and I just so love it. And I really appreciate you for talking about this. Just one other thing that I want to ask you here, and that is, if you could be remembered for one thing, right?
Yeah.
based on everything that you've been able to share with us today, as far as with the thought process, with understanding the wanted versus the unwanted, what would that thing be? What would that be one thing that you want the world to remember you by, or
Well,
remember you for?
and again, a beautiful question, Casey, and I just loved it, man. You're the best.
Thank you, sir. Love you too.
And so I've written a lot of words about how life plays and how to play it. In fact, like one of my books, 13 Easy Steps to Money, look at how thick it is. So I got lots and lots of words. I've done thousands of podcasts. I've done thousands of speeches around the world, talks around the world. And with all of that, it really can be condensed down to this one thing. And for all of us to just embrace this, and that everything, I promise you, will get better. And it doesn't matter what it is, if you have a physical ailment, a relationship issue, you know, whatever. And that is, if you will every day just ask, it's this asking, I want to feel better. I want to feel good. Because when you ask that you will start receiving thoughts that will make you feel better. And you will have not only thoughts, but you will start becoming a magnet to other people, circumstances, and events that makes you feel better. And as we feel better, that then, because see, God knows where we are, where we're going to go, and knows the path of least resistance, the easiest way to get there. And if you will just allow the Father to do the work, because see, we've been all brought up, oh, I got to work hard and I got to do it, do, and then we end up with do. You know? And we say, this is no fun, you know? This is no fun.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we are able to take a broader perspective and realize that all I need to do is feel good, because it literally, by feeling good, it lines you up with your higher power. And now you're in the vicinity, if you will, where you can attract the thoughts, you can attract the people. You become like a magnet to attracting the people and the circumstances and the events in your life that will make you even feel better, which means you will have more of the things that you want, because we all have different varying wants, and that all in general terms are the same, but specifically that we, you know, I want to, you know, love this person or whatever. And so we all want to love other people and be loved, but those people are different. So when we get into our specific lives, but if we just take a more general stance and say, you know what, I'm just going to feel good here. And as I feel good, that everything that I've asked for, because Casey, we have asked for 30 or 40 years of things that we desire. So we don't have to ask anymore. That what we can do is start allowing and allow these good things. And the way to do that is the easiest thing is just to ask to feel good. And then you want to see things that make you feel good. I want to see things that I want. I want to attract people that I want. And as you do that, you'll be given the next thought, the next thought, the next thought that will take you. It's actually a downstream, easy way that will take you to everything that you desire.
Wonderful. And Dr. Hank, and just again for the audience, I want you guys to understand that I was able to attract Dr. Hank in my life by using these exact same steps. So, Dr. Hank, you've given us so much today, and I hate to ask you to give us more, but do you have any offers or any specials for my audience? Again, I feel like you've given us so much, so asking you for this feels so awkward, but please, if there's anything else you have for my audience, you know.
You bet. So here's what I will do, is that I just wrote and created the most spectacular, it's two things. It's a program and it's also a book, and it's Easy Money, Easy Life. And again, this book here, Easy Money, Easy Life. Okay. And the teachings of life made simple, if you will, and the more prosperity and abundance for you, all of us. We've been promised life and an abundant life, and you'll get it. And so there's two things. And again, the program is amazing, because the program, different than the book, is 3 videos. It's a magical sentence that I guarantee you within 3 weeks that you'll have more income on. That it has a meditation by Archangel Michael that will take you to a oneness with God and all that is. And it also includes my book. So this whole program, and again, the program and how to get that, you can just text me at 214-753-7204. And that program, I'll send you where the link for that program so you can look at all the details and see what it is. But beyond that, and specific to your question and answer now to your question, is that remember it also, so it's not only a program, but also most of the contents, other than you don't get the actual 3 videos, you don't get the meditation because that's in the program. But in my book, my newest and best book, Easy Money, Easy Life, it'll explain to you life in an easy, simple way. And the good news is it's not this thick. And it's an easy read, and that you will understand how life goes. And I'm going to give that to you for free. So anybody that wants a soft copy of my newest book, again, all you need to do is text me 214-753-7204 and say, hey, I want your book, and then I need your email to be able to send that to you. And you'll have, and so to you, Casey, to all of your audience, your amazing audience and beautiful people that, and by the way, all of you attracted us, Casey, that, and you've been asking for, I want to be, do, and have more. And here's your opportunity, and here's the book. So between Casey's book on making it from zero is
how I made it from zero, M&E, money and experience.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Between that book and then my book, Easy Money, Easy Life, that you will have the answers you've been seeking. And we guarantee you that you will have a better life than you do right now.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hank. Really, I am so grateful for this. Again, folks, it's 214-753-7204. Text Dr. Hank and get a copy of this book. I can attest to the meditation. I actually had a chance to do it at least 4 times, and each time it allows you to go deeper into your subconscious mind, and it does something for you. I can give you guys a quick personal story. I used to always have issues with emotional outbursts. I used to have issues with not knowing how to handle myself. And I would tell you, ever since I started doing these meditations and I made it a night routine, I found myself having a much better relationship with my girlfriend, having a much better relationship with people, and having some level of patience that people who know me are shocked. And it's like, who is this guy? Right. So this is the beginning of things that, would change you guys' life and would allow you to get into a world that is just beautiful and is blissful. So again, we thank you, Dr. Hank, for, joining us. We thank you for all the knowledge. Folks, again, text Dr. Hank, get the information, and I am looking forward to working with you guys on this journey. Thank you again, Dr. Hank, for your time.
Okay, thank you. And to all of you, know that you can be, do, and have it the way you want it. I love you all. Bye-bye.
Absolutely. Love you. Bye-bye. Thank you again, Dr. Hank.